All right. If you're watching this after the fact, I'm just waiting for people to drop in. What's happening, Sylvan? How the heck are you? How are things going down there in Miami? Just hanging out today. I promised everyone I'd do a little bit more since I'm not live streaming on Monday. But I have some stuff to print, so I'm going to print some crap today. But feel free to drop in questions if people have them. And yeah, we're just going to hang out. Excellent. Good to hear. How's the whole I actually just released a video today about Chroma updates. How are things working with your hacked system there, Sylvan? How's it working? All right, let's see. I got to download date modified. Let's try that. I totally spaced about including your little side comment or your side quest you got going on with that. So I'd be intrigued to know how the bulk ink system's holding up. Nice. Getting the XL6 next week. I swear, man, I'm surprised the volume that you do, Sylvan, on a Mamaki. So that's pretty impressive, honestly. All right. Yep. The XL6 will have that combination because they don't have a chroma option yet for the expanded colors, but still going to be super beneficial. Anytime you can add colors, it's always going to give you more options. So, all right. So I was supposed to go to a banana ball game tonight with some friends. I still might. My foot's giving me hassles, and I really need to make sure it's good to go before I go out of town this week, because I actually leave tomorrow. So, all right. So these are going on hats. So I need to double check my measurement on these hats. I feel like I always make graphics too big on hats. So, or too small. Like sometimes I go too big and sometimes I go too small. One of these days I'll get it just right. So I think 2.5. That should be good. 2 and a little bit more than a half. Let's do that. Let's do 2 and a little bit more than a half. So 2 points. Whoops. Wrong keyboard, Jeremy. Wrong keyboard. Hey, Nicole. Just hanging out today. 2.6. Let's do that. 2.65. And we're going to duplicate that one. And this one, we're going to do 2.65 as well. And duplicate it a couple times. And then this, I've got a black shirt and a red shirt for my friends. So the 2 black shirts are 2XLs. So those should be pretty good size. They're 12 right now. I think that's plenty big. Maybe for a front, we maybe only want to do 11, because that would be just too freaking huge. And I need 2 of those. And then this is going on the red. And the red, I have a extra large and a large Bella canvas. So I think on the extra large, I'm going to go more like 10, I think. So let's go 10 on this one. And on the large, let's go 9 on it. Yeah. What's happening? Kevin, what's happening? Nicole said, hey. Rockix, I don't think I've seen you comment before. If you have, I'm sorry, but I don't think you have. So hello. And I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my my humidifier just kicked on. Ooh, that's not updating. Hold on 1 second, guys. Ooh. Let's try this again. Ooh, Sorry about that. I'd set up another camera to kind of capture the whole room, and I don't know why it just locked up on me. Let's try it again. Let's try it again and see what happens. You're a lurker. Nice. So but you're not commented before. So thank you for finally coming out of the shadows and commenting. Appreciate it. Berto, what's happening? We're just kind of hanging out today, but if you guys do have questions, definitely let me know. Hey, it's working now. Cool. So my humidifier just kicked on. I've got the humidifiers here, a little gateway that links to a outlet. So that thing kicks on when the humidity gets down to about the 50% range. So it's working. I feel like Anakin in like episode 1. It's working. It's working. Okay. Back to this. Yes, you just saw the whole room. You will see the whole room when I get printing. Right now, I'm just leaving it this view because, well, it's probably easiest. But all right, so I'm gonna nest all this stuff together. Bada boom, bada bing. I am using this profile and my white underbase. Whoops, is not selected because your boy does way too much testing. I think I was doing 80, 40, 180. Yeah, I think that's what I've been doing. Save. So what happens when I build too many profiles, then like I get lost on which ones I'm using and which ones I'm actually working with. Punch or choke. I had no choke on this the other day, and that choke is way too big. 0.003. Save. Yes. This you are catching a live, but it's not our normal live. We're just hanging out today. But hello. All right. So basically this is a short run I'm doing for just these friend shirts. And then I've got like 95 feet. Obviously, it's a 13-inch wide printer, so it's longer than most jobs, but 95 feet to do all of the shirts for a local youth theater. It's their show shirts. So I'm going to print these first. Then I'm going to swap to a different film that I have a longer roll of. I think this is technically Quick Glide V2 that I have in here. This is Quick Glide V3. So I'm going to do some testing because I also want to not use as much white underbase because the shirts that I'm going to be printing on, not these ones, is a light blue. So, okay. I think I'm good with that. I think I'm happy with that. Let's make sure they all update. We got our choke set good, our white set good. Perfect. Just make sure nothing else is weird because of all of the odd projects that I do around here. Statistics. I do not want statistics. Okay. Been having a hard time lately with my dual XP600. All colors are fading regularly during the print, causing big inconsistencies. Change the head and the ribbons, but still the same issue. So that is usually an ink flow issue. It's not actually a print head issue. You get good nozzle checks and then it starts fading, that is more than likely an ink flow issue. So I would just make sure your dampers are full. Make sure the round part of your damper is full. I don't know why I have a creepy I got Hellraiser. Hellraiser's in the building. My wife uses it for her hat stuff. Let's see. So, ink flow issue. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that your lids are not causing a suction on the ink tank. So make sure they're a little bit loose. You want to make sure your dampers are full. You want to make sure that there's no like really little pinholes in your There we go. You want to make sure there's no little pinholes in your ink lines. Sorry. And also make sure there's no like there's not like an air bubble dam, meaning like there's a bunch of air bubbles that coalesced in one area and they're blocking the ink from flowing. So that's what you just want. That's what you want to look out for. So let's see, getting ready, doing a cleaning. I did print for a hot second the other day, but not for very long. But I've got my heat press heating up. I already turned on my oven, so it's already up to temp. Omar. Omar had to travel last week. He gave his wife a crash course. Well, see, that's the thing. I didn't want to have to give my wife a crash course on this thing, so I just made sure I did it myself. I've tried the damper thing and loading ink. Also happens to each color at the same time. Each color at the same time. That is interesting. Oh my gosh, it's not a perfect nozzle check. I also haven't really worked on this thing in a while. So I'm going to clean this up real quick, because I know that it has not had any TLC in a while. So I don't know about like where it's happening to all of them at the same time. I've not come across that. Usually it's like one or two. Trying to think what else. I mean, as long as if you're getting a good nozzle check and it starts out okay, then there's something going on with the ink flow somewhere. Because if it wasn't giving, like if you had bad nozzle checks, I would say it's something going on with the print head. But the fact that it's like just kind of fading over time, that generally speaks to an ink flow issue. All right, let's check the bottom of our carriage and make sure there's nothing weird going on there. I don't have a lot of room in this studio. Really wish I had a little bit more room, but sadly, I don't. So I kind of got to walk around stuff and move things around all the time. Okay, let's do one more quick little cleaning. Ooh, that is a good... Whoop. I just did another nozzle check. It could be bad ink, but my guess is it's not bad ink. Inline filters. I mean, yeah, if you've got inline filters, those could definitely be clogged. So that is a good suggestion, Omar. No, you're not Omar. Oh, dang it. You haven't been on the show, on the live stream in a while. So I'm blanking on your actual name. Darn it. Oscar, that's right. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Oscar, that's a good idea. Inline filters could definitely be clogged. That's a great question, Jack. First of all, that is a bad angle. Woohoo! First of all, thanks for commenting. Second of all, yeah, I think I did see it. I've been trying to pound through a bunch of stuff that I can only do when I'm here. So I've been doing some other stuff. So not as responsive on my emails. because I've been trying to get some stuff done that I can only get done when I'm here in my studio. So if I don't respond later today, expect something maybe Monday or something. I'm headed back on the road. I actually leave Sunday. I've got a full 5 weeks in one, or 5 days in one shop this week. So that should be interesting. But I do think I remember seeing your email. So I just haven't responded yet. So, all right. Okay. Let's try another nozzle check. Forward a bit. Nozzle check. Now, I haven't really printed a ton. I did a couple test prints the other day, but I haven't really printed like at all since I got back. Let's go. Interesting. So got a little bit of some color contamination. That happens sometimes. Let's be real, guys. I abuse this thing. And sometimes I have to work a little harder to get it to go. But it is what it is. All right. One more head cleaning. Normally, I just do this, like, if I'm only missing a couple nozzles, I'll do just another head cleaning. But because, like in this case, that didn't solve it. So that's normally if it's like really bad on the first, I do another load ink. But my normal process is load ink for like 12 seconds, nozzle check or cleaning, normal cleaning, and then a nozzle check. And then if it looks bad, I do another load ink and a cleaning. If it's really close, I'll just do another cleaning. But in this case, probably would have been better for me to do another load ink. So how would inline filters mess up every color? If they all got clogged. So if they're all of a certain age and they're not flowing as cleanly, that could cause the inks to drop out. Now, all of them happening at the same time would be highly unlikely in my opinion, but it still could be that. Oscar, changed from a sonic humidifier to the mini swamp cooler, and OMG, it is so much better. Humidity in the room raises within a minute, waiting on the electrical plug to arrive to get the automation. Yeah, it's crazy how quickly the humidifier or the swamp cooler brings the temps up. That is a good looking nozzle check. Let's go. I'm happy with that. No, I'm not. I thought I was. It looks like I got a little contamination in my yellow still. I wonder if it's actually a little bit contaminated in the damper. Let's take a look. Nope, damper looks clear. All right, so what I'm going to do, because sometimes these machines just like to run. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just run a file that I've printed before and that uses a lot of ink. Past jobs. Just to kind of get it to work itself out. You know, let's just do one of these occlusion tests I did. Oh, of course I deleted that file. I'm a bum. Let's print this. I don't even know what this is. I've been working on a Neo Stampa course, and I think I might have used that. I do not wet cap. I offend a lot of people in this industry because I think wet capping is kind of silly. So I don't wet cap. This particular machine does auto cleanings. Now, not everybody has a machine that does auto cleanings. So it might not be the right solution for you. But I think actually wet capping causes issues with like ink going in between the dampers, and I think it can cause some problems. So I am in the camp of let's not wet cap. Now, I wouldn't suggest you just immediately go try to not wet cap. I think you should try it overnight one night and see how your system behaves. I think the ink also makes a difference because if you have ink that's not very good and it's maybe prone to drying out or something like that, it might give you some problems. So I would maybe just do it carefully if you're going to switch from wet capping to not. But I do not wet cap. I do not wet cap. And if you're having no issues with wet capping, then while wet capping, then just keep doing it. There's really no reason to stop. Like, unless you're having issues. If you're having issues, that would be a perfectly good reason to stop. So, and Cloud City Vapes, thanks for commenting. I've never seen you on the channel before, so thanks. All right, let's feed this forward a little bit. And you know what? I'm going to find out real quick on these files that I am printing if the yellow's looking good, because it's got lots of yellow on it. All right, and I am running custom 50. Whoop, you guys can't see it. Sorry about that. I'm running custom 50 and strong A. If you guys saw my occlusion video I just released yesterday, that's my kind of setting moving forward. The strong A actually looks cleaner. Actually was it surprised me big time. So, all right, let's get these suckers printing. Now, I obviously have the extra here. So I'm going to get this out. Oops. Too many things at once, Jeremy. There we go. Coming out the front. Send it back down. How are we looking there? Are we about to print off the page? I sure hope not. Put in my little rolly weight thing. Nope, not enough yet. I got to let it go down a little further before I can do that. So my media is sitting a little bit on top of the guides, which is kind of annoying. I'm going to pause it real quick and fix that. I just don't want it to bind up on me. There we go. And resume. And let's pour some powder on there. There we go. Weighing it down a little bit. So this both weighs down and triggers the take-up reel, but it also holds the powder in. And we are obviously over a little bit. Oh my gosh, I'm doing all sorts of things I would never recommend you do. What am I doing? So I just noticed my oven got bumped over. That's an issue for me because I move stuff around in here all the time. Okay, let's see if it fits now. Line up, baby. There we go. Sweet. Okay. All right, and looking good. Resume. Here we go. Okay. All right, ow. Oh, my ankle. Oh my gosh, you guys were looking at my butt the whole time. I thought I was on this camera, and I wasn't. I'm sorry, guys. Just make sure the capping station is slightly soaked in distilled water, not filled to the rim. Some people actually do fill it to the rim. It just leaks over the edges. This video makes me feel normal. Hey, I don't know if I take that as a compliment or if I'm offended. I'll get back to you on that. When I'm printing, I also talk to myself, even without an audience. Yeah. I just sound crazier because there is an audience. Oh, wait, do I sound less crazy because there's an audience or more crazy? Okay, so now we're cooking with gasoline. So what I do is I like to turn on this because it'll tell me when it's activating, so I know to pull it up because the take-up reel will start moving. But I'm just checking my alignment and stuff. Ooh, it looks nice. Chef's kiss. Okay, let's get the shaker going. Wrong direction. There we go. Sweet. Take-up reel's working. Pull a little bit through. I'm almost to the point where I can attach it, but not quite. Oh, so close. So I'm going to grab a little piece of tape. Oops. Oh. There it goes. Activate it again. So bring it through. And now I just let it do its thing. But the problem is, quite frankly, y'all, this thing's going to be done because I'm not printing a lot of graphics right now. It's the later stuff later today that's going to like just run forever. This guy over here is pretty warm already. I do like to do a couple like preheat cycles of the bottom platen so that it actually like activates, like the bottom platen heats up. So I found that when I'm testing and stuff like that, I will have issues because there's not like heat in the whole system, so it's not warming up enough. Yep, those are looking pretty good. Let me see if I can move you guys without it disconnecting so you can see. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this without it disconnecting. Oh, baby, it's going to work. There it is. You know, when I do the big run, I might just stick this camera like up in this thing. So I did a little logo, but then I also did like an embroidery style look to it. So put this back over here. Perfect. That worked well. All right. I'm going to let that run. You guys can watch that do its thing. Teresa, thank you for the compliment then. Teresa says, what is that small oven? So you mean, are you talking about this? Because this is just a 13-inch dryer shaker. It's the Miro 13 Max, I think. Down below, if I move the camera and you saw it, down below is a sheet curing oven that I use for when I'm doing like single print jobs and stuff like that. So, and Justin, welcome to the party. Sylvan, you caught that. Hold on one second. Let me do something real quick. So I am done with this print job and I'm done with this film because I'm going to actually swap to a different film. So the DTF station printers have a film feed function. So what I can do is I can look and see what that job printed out. So it was 9.67 meters per hour, a little bit on the slow side. I'm going to play with my occlusion setting a little bit to speed it up because I do have good humidity. But basically, if I want to feed out the same rate, so it's 9.67. So I go advance, and I go, let's go 10. And I'm going to click forward. And now it's just moving forward at the same speed it was printing. So I don't have to do anything. It's going to do it out 800 meters. Or 800 millimeters, sorry. All right, Sylvan. So what did I mean by wrong direction when I turned the shaker on? Is there a better direction for shaking? Yes, there is. So depending on your machine, you've got the film kind of coming through like this. I'm sure you guys can see well. So you got the film coming down, coming through. Your powder's here. If your slapper's going up, it can sometimes snag and cause some weird bumps here, but it also can kick some of the powder up into the air, where if you turn it this way, it tends to keep a little bit more balanced tension on the system, and also is knocking it kind of back down toward the center. So that's why I want my shaker rotating this way. So the front is going down and hitting it. So technically clockwise, but that's what I meant by wrong direction. It's not really a right or wrong direction. It's just a preference of what I think is the right or wrong direction. That's really all that it is. Okay, I'm going to prep these shirts. My friends got them from Michael's. Michael's is actually a pretty good place to get shirts if you don't have like a contract with like S&S or Sanmar or AS Color or any of those companies. So these are pretty lightweight. These are pretty lightweight. Maybe should have considered doing a lighter white underbase, but they're red, so they ain't gonna work so great. Let's see. We got some. Hi. I don't even know how to say that. Orkuno Rakahaya. Thanks for commenting. Hi. Welcome to the party. No, Nicole, that is not a Neo Stampa feature. That is a DTF Station feature. So that's something that DTF Station built into their version of Host and Soft that they call DTF Station Pilot. It's an advanced film feature. I know some people have found a way to hack their Print EXP to do it, but it's only been a couple of random versions that I'm aware of that have been able to get it to feed out like this. But it's another reason I love my DTF Station printer. It's an odd noise. Oh, it stopped feeding. I need to feed it again. Actually, do I need to feed it again? Yeah, I need to feed it again. Forward. There we go. All right. So I've got two XLs here. We're going on the front. I'm wondering if I can move you guys without destroying everything. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can move you guys and not have it unplug from all of the things. Thank you for the love and appreciation of the channel. I appreciate you guys watching it. Obviously, I can't do anything if you guys aren't watching it. I try to get as many videos out as I can, but I'll be the first to admit that I definitely struggle finding time to make videos when so much of my time is on the road. Like, that is a really big struggle. So I'm working on trying to figure out a better way to do that. But like, shops need me. Like, that is not enough height. I need more height. Sorry, you guys are going on a really unpleasant roller coaster ride. Ooh. So like right now, I am scheduled through the first week of June for shop visits. And perfect. I'm scheduled through the first week of June for shop visits. And I still have like 3 or 4 shops that are not officially on the schedule yet. But June is a long ways away. So I kind of don't schedule I kind of stop scheduling at a certain point. Like, so those folks I'll reach out to once we get a little bit closer to that, like maybe in a month or so. Anyway, lots of shops need me out, and so it's really hard to balance coming home and making videos when there's shops out there that need me. So it's really a tough balance trying to figure that out. So there are a couple of smaller DTF ovens out there like mine, Teresa. DTF Station, I think, makes the best one of the 13-inch, the smaller dryers. But yeah, really just look for a 13-inch dryer. They're out there. Dryer shaker. All right, I'm just finishing up this roll coming out. Just double checking they're all good. All right. Sweet. Now, back over here. I'm going to cut these off, and we're going to start pressing. So they look pretty good. I'll show you guys as soon as I get the first one cut off. There we go. So this one's got the red knockout, so it'll go on the red shirt. And then, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm making a couple hats with this. These are the hat ones. I'll do those in a minute. So the reason I don't make videos in, Nicole's asking I should make videos in shops. The reason I don't make videos in shops is the same reason I don't always live stream when I'm working. It slows me down. And if a shop is paying me $2,500 for my shop visit, I don't want them feeling like I'm being distracted by anything. So I'm not going to make a video. I'm generally not going to take many phone calls when I'm in a shop. For that express purpose or reason is that I don't want a shop to feel like they're getting gypped in any way, shape, or form. I want them to feel like they're getting the full value of my time there. So that's why I don't make videos in shops, because it seems a little self-serving for me to make a video in their shop. Sometimes it's worth it, but most of the time I'm hesitant to do that. All right, so here we go. I really, the one thing I don't, so this is the Stahl's Hottronics, just the auto clam, and I love it. I sell it. If you are in need of a heat press, let me know. I can help you out. I carry all the Stahl's line. The one thing I wish this had was a laser system, but I know it doesn't work right because it's under it. So I don't know if anybody's seen a laser system or has experience with a laser system that works in a clamshell heat press like this, let me know. So this is a 2XL, so it's a little bit bigger. This is honestly, guys, the part of making shirts that I hate the most is they're big. When they're big, it's hard for me to tell that they're lined up right. Now, I don't normally pre-press shirts, but I'm doing this because there was a little bit of like a snag over here, and I want to make sure that everything kind of lays flat. But normally I don't really pre-press shirts. I don't feel the need to do that. So we're going to go about hand down. And then what I usually do to line it up is I use my fingers here on the side and line it up like that. And then step back and take a look. You know, I'm the color specialist. I know the machines. This makes me nervous. Yeah, this makes me nervous. I'm pretty sure I'm at 290 in 12 seconds, I think. That's what I saw. Ooh, baby, like butter. Like butter. Ooh, that looks good. I'm loving it. Using the T-seal. Y'all know I love the T-seal. It's my favorite of the finishing sheets. I get, like, it's a personal preference thing. Like, I don't think there's anything that's more a personal preference other than maybe what exact shirt you're using than the second press material, because everybody does something different for their second press material, and everybody has a different opinion on what's the best thing for the second press material. Boom. That's looking good. FYI, before you ask, I'm not selling these. They're for friends. They are giving us tickets to the game, so I'm paying them for their tickets with shirts. So I would not be selling this design. I would get in trouble. All right, and another 2XL. I think my favorite shirts are like larges because they fit on this platen perfectly, and it's easy to tell they're centered. A lot of times I'm just kind of like putting like my knuckle and feeling where the seam is, and that kind of lets me know. I also can just tug it down here, and that kind of straightens it out a little bit. But man, I tell you what, this is literally my least favorite part of garment decoration, is actually putting it on a shirt. All right, next one. And I'm folding it in the middle just so I can see where the center is, because I think the firefighter's helmet is a little bit off center. So it's hard to tell where the center of the image is. Yeah, his peak of his helmet is not quite center, so it's a little bit misleading as to where it would go. Okay. I'm going to go over a little bit. Perfecto. A lot of times it's when I spend the most time lining it up that it gets worse. Got lasers set up? Yeah, lasers are freaking awesome, to quote Austin Powers. And I just saw a little bit of anomaly that I've seen on this V2 film. They don't use this V2 film anymore with DTF Station, the Color Prime. They don't use the V2. They use the V3 now for this one thing. The pinch rollers leave a little bit of a mark, and sometimes it translates through into the image. Sometimes it doesn't. It's very, very subtle on this axe head. But, yeah. So, there's the other black shirt. Now, let's do our red shirt. Oh, these things are super lightweight. It's making me a little nervous. Oh, lordy, lordy, lord. This is a extra large, and the seams are right there. Super easy to tell. It's centered. Okay. And I made two different sizes, one for a large, one for a small. This one's for the extra large. Or sorry, one for a large, one for an extra large. I'm going to make my life a little bit easier here. And I'm just pinching the top of the film. I'm not actually pinching the graphic to kind of see where that center point is. But yeah, man, I would love some lasers on this thing if I could figure out a way to do it. Because I think you'd have to like mount it from here and like have them over the top to have lasers work on this. But yeah, if anybody's seen a laser setup on a clamshell heat press, let me know. I would love to try it. Would love to recommend it. Oh, I hate this. I don't know what I'm going to do when I do the 93 shirts for the 93 shirts for the youth theater that I'm doing later today, when I'm going to press all those. Oh, my goodness. My goodness. All right. Boom, shakalaka. Oh, baby. That looks good. So yeah, I'm using the shirt to knock out the color. That's what we do. Now they picked a red that was a little. It's not as bright as the red in the graphic, but it still achieves the same goal of communicating the logo, and it's a little softer. There's our red one. Get a little closer. Forget how wide of an angle the view is on this camera. So that one looks good. All right, and I wonder if I can. Nope, I'm not going to turn that other heat press on yet. I don't want to trip a breaker in here. So while it's heating up, I'll work on swapping the film. Okay, tug it right there, pull it back, keeping it level and even. Four down, four on the floor. That is not centered at all. The other thing that makes centering stuff hard is when you don't cut your transfers nice and square. That's where laser cutters or the cutters come in really nice, is because then you get like perfectly square film. Otherwise, you have drunken film like I often have. Drunken film. All right. One more press on this guy. And then I'm plugging in the hat heat press. Sweet. There we go. Looking good. Looking good. Look at that. Little shirt showing through. Nice stuff. All right. Okay, now I need to plug in and turn on my Fusion IQ 360 hat heat press. Ladies and gentlemen, I haven't done a video about it on my channel yet. I really need to. But you guys are just looking at mine because I stuck it out in front of y'all. This heat press, in my opinion, is the only heat press that anyone should ever want or need to use if they're doing hats. Obviously, you can do patches pretty easily with the cheaper heat presses, but this thing is my favorite. I absolutely adore it. It is the only one that I found. Guys are flying around. Oh man! I didn't turn on that light. Where is that light plug-in at? Jeez Louise, you guys are getting the show today. I'm forgetting that like the camera's pointed. Oh Lord have mercy. So when I first started trying to do hats with DTF, I was using the MEM one, a couple other ones, and I always fought with them. They never did it right. They always screwed something up. And the first time I was ever able to actually press on a hat and have it look good was the Fusion 360 IQ. I literally like just threw it on there and pressed it and didn't think about it, and it pressed like perfectly. Let's see if it boots up. And I think the reason it works so well is because it has this bottom heat to it. I'm going to have to tell my wife to come out here because she needs to tell me what she wants. All right, so the two options I have for the hats. I've got two. Oopsies. I almost cut it. Okay, so I made 2 different graphics. This one is just that logo, just looking just normal, right? See if I can get it to focus. I'm too close. This one, I made it look like an embroidered design. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to go with because this is more accurate. But this one's kind of fun. Kirk, what's happening, my friend? I was wondering when you used the ornament you had behind you in your videos. The ornament? You mean the printer? Is that what you mean? You calling my printer an ornament, Kirk? I print on it periodically. Like I said before, I'm on the road so much that I really can't do much about it. So 265 is actually the heat that I use. I think 265 and I bumped that. So 265 on both the top and bottom heat. And I'm going to show you guys exactly why. My wife wanted to make a hat. And this is the hat she wanted to make. When we first pressed it, I don't know if you guys can see. You can see the texture of the camouflage through the print. This one, you can't. I did not change the white underbase. All we did was reduce the temperature we were pressing at, and it fixed that problem because the colors from here were sublimating into the white a little bit. So we run a lower temp because we can get away with it. I'm also using the flex powder from DTF Station, and it can press really, really low temps. So, all right, let's check with the wife. Are you camera decent? Question on graphic you want on the hat. Okay, so that's still heating up. Shirts are good to go. Actually, just set them right here right now. Okay, while that's heating up, you're going to see the horrible, horrible situation that is how I put a new roll of film in this thing. Because it is not pleasant. Because I don't have a lot of room. And so it sits backed up against the wall. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to open up my new roll of film. Color Prime Quick Glide V3. Proving to you guys I do use the Color Prime. And comes lovely wrapped up in this nice little case here. Nice little foam. Sit. And then, like most other ones, comes all wrapped with silica packs and all the jazz to keep it protected. Ooh. There we go. Now, so I've started seeing this more often. They actually ship like a protected sheet around it. So it's not, or is this the original one? Oh, that is the main one. Sometimes they come with like little protective sheets around them. Hope you guys can see this while I'm futzing around. Okay. So I'm going to turn it off. Nah, I'm going to leave it on. All right. So let's start by sitting that there. I'm going to move the dryer table. Wowzers. Apparently that was that was not being held up by its little kickstand. It was actually rubbing on the printer. Nice, Jeremy. Real nice. Did I mention I don't have a lot of room in my studio? I need a bigger studio. Okay. So now I need to move this, turn it like this. There we go. Lift up the film. Pull it out. Ooh. Oh, so that's why I was having trouble with this thing. So a while back, I was having trouble with the film kind of walking a little bit. Look at the center core. The center core was loose on it. Crazy. Maybe that's why I switched from V2 to V3. Anyway. All right. I'm going to hold on to that because that's still some good film. I love the way it prints actually. But so I'm going to hold on to that for other testing. All right, let's load this guy up. Make sure. Oh, not enough room. What I am going to do, so this table is honestly a little bit rickety. It moves a bit, and that's not good for printing. You need to be solid. So one of the things I'm going to do one of these days when I'm home is weld some braces onto these legs so it can like sit a little more stable. And then I'm going to put some wheels on it so I don't have to like fight with it when I'm loading and unloading. Oh, there we go. All right, lock it down. Go under the little bar. Do. For those of you on the wife song, hey wife, did you check your text messages? I have questions for you. And we're through. For those of you that are still watching, hanging out, having a good Saturday afternoon, if you guys got questions, I am happy to answer them. I just away from my computer right now. All right, let me get this back in here. I'm actually kind of using the wall to hold it steady right now. Okay. Looking good so far. So far, so good. Let's just loosen that for a second, see if it wants to move. Perfect. Little sticker on there still. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I don't know if this, because I built this profile using the V2 film. So I don't know if the V3 is going to be dramatically different or different at all. So I'm going to print a test image that I know what it should look like. And we will see how it looks. The wife is saying stuff on the feed. I can't see it from over here. Let's put that silica pack in there. Close that up. And I need to put something on here that says this is V2 film. Where's my marker at? I don't know where my marker is. Just remember, Jeremy, this is V2 film. You know I'm not going to remember. All right. So, let's pop back over here. And let's go to PC with Cam. There we go. And I am going to rip a new file with this print mode. And I'm going to this PC, color gradient test. But I actually don't want the entire test image because I really only care about a couple of the colors. Let's see. Read your text. I did read my text. One of them. Okay, so she's not camera decent. She's not camera decent. Nice moves, Mr. Fantastic. Thanks. Appreciate it. And is this Penny or is this Whitney? Penny or Whitney? I saw you guys' post from Impressions. It looks like you guys had a good time in Atlantic City. Anybody else go to Impressions in Atlantic City? All right, let's see. I'm going to crop this because I don't really need these chicas over here. I really just need this information. So let's go there. Rotate it this way. Double check our white. Yes. Choke. Yes. Apply. Print. All right. Let's see how this turns out. Kevin, Norman, I didn't see you. Sorry, I didn't see you, Kev. Hi. Let's see. Anybody else that I missed? Did I miss anybody else? Oh, I did miss a bunch. Holy cow. Kirk says, yeah, he was talking about my ornament of the printer behind me. Matt, what's happening? Kirk did some hats today also. Would have been awesome using the press you're about to use. Had to do it the hard way. Yeah, it's definitely the hard way when you don't use it. Justin, what? Justin? When switching to chroma, will you still see a difference between colors without profiling? The machine is Chinese 24-inch XP600. The goal is eventually to get it profiled. Yes, it will look bad. Probably. When you change inks, it dramatically changes the colors. You're going to have trouble getting any kind of a neutral gray. You're probably going to have your reds are not going to be looking red. They're going to be orange or pink or something like that. So it is, when you switch inks, you really need to get it profiled. That being said, I think you should be able to get a baseline profile for the Prestige R1, which uses XP600 print heads. So you might actually get you might actually be able to get a workable profile. It won't be perfect, but it might work. Might let you print and not look completely terrible. Well, that's looking pretty good. Same thing here with the pinch roller. Leave a little bit of a mark on the film, but I'm not seeing it show up after the fact. So it's not, well, maybe it's showing through. We'll see. All right. Oh, hey, the heat press is heated up. So as soon as I take a look at this, we'll take a look at the press and the hats. The what pinch? I don't know what I said. This is also a lot of that first layer, and the first little bit that comes out of the machine, out of the print, like the film, is always a little bit manhandled. All right, there we are. Let's cut off the waste stuff. Feed it forward just a bit. Ooh, okay. I'm got some misalignment back there. I need to address that before I try to do a full run. That looks pretty good, but I'm gonna cure it first. And yeah, I'm not curing with powder on it. I'm not gonna press it. I just want to see what it looks like. All right, let's press a hat. All right, here we go. So we got our auto hats. Yes, your boy's an auto dealer. I guess I can leave the sticker. So when pressing, some people leave the cardboard in, some don't. I'm a non-cardboard lever. You've got a couple settings in here, a couple things you can deal with in here. So you've got your temperature. The pressure is just a gauge. You're not actually setting the pressure here. You set the pressure right here by turning this up or down to increase the pressure. And then we've got pressing time. There are presets on here. I'm not super familiar with the interface of it yet, but we're getting there. But basically you load. So this is a little thing to help hold down the hat. So basically you want to push it down so it brings it up, brings the back of it up. We're going to set the hat on it. We're going to pull the sweatband down. And we're going to put the hat on it. And probably going to take a little bit of work to get it finagled around. But you kind of want to just get it seated really nice and smooth on that bottom platen. You will feel some heat coming from that bottom platen. And then you use this to push down to help hold that in place. Now, a lot of times what I do is I will do a little bit of a test press just to see if I'm lined up. Now, what I saw was I could see all of this. So I am not quite lined up yet. So I'm going to bring this down, bring that middle up a little bit. And let's see what happens there. Oh, yeah, that looks good. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to use the regular Firefighters logo. I want to cut off the excess on this because I don't really have a lot of spare room to work with here. There we go. And yeah, we're going to go from here. So that looks pretty good. Centered. Yeah, it looks pretty centered. And then they have these foam pads that come with the heat press that are used to kind of help protect like dimensional, like embroidered patches or dimensional patches, like Stahl sells dimensional patches. I do like to use it for the pressing. I think it does a good job. Lay it on there and press it. Now mine says overload pressure. I really don't know that you can do too much pressure on DTF. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, now I will tell you, always pull it off before you peel it. Because of the back heat, it holds a little bit more, it retains its heat a little bit more than like a shirt does. And it oftentimes can causes it not to adhere to the actual hat. So let's see how it's looking. Oh yeah, beautiful. Hey everyone, say hello to Roxy. Roxy's my shop puppy. So there we go. Perfection. Now I'm going to do a second press. The corner may not have been perfectly on there, but hello, honey.
Hello. Did you print them any bigger, or is that the only size for them?
It's the only size I printed because I did 2.5 because I was.
Okay.
She thinks it's too small. I can try to get bigger. I'm just afraid that it's going to miss the heat press because it misses up here higher. It misses the heat press. And watch us have a conversation, y'all.
2.5.
It is. It's 2.65.
What if you do 3?
That's what I put the graphic at, was 2.65. Yeah, it's like, that's like 2.65.
Okay.
Do you need it bigger?
No.
We need it bigger. We need it
No,
bigger.
no, we don't need it bigger.
We need it bigger, interwebs. We need it bigger.
Wait,
You're on camera, FYI.
I know.
Okay, just making sure.
Processing. It's just so tiny.
Yeah, I get that. Looks pretty good. Yeah. So you want me to print some bigger ones? She wants me to print some bigger ones. We're going to print some bigger ones. I'm watching out for the dog.
Right under your chair.
I know she is. Whew. It's hot on that side of my studio. All right. Let me... Teresa, your Roddy will eat my dog for lunch.
Oh yeah, she's just a little tiny thing.
She has a Roddy named Roxy.
Oh, that's fun. They could be friends.
So,
Roxy's
sure,
weird.
sure. I think Teresa's in Mississippi, though. It's a little bit far.
Oh, that is far. But I have flight benefits, so.
We're not flying that dog.
You want to play date? You want to play date?
Kirk, I will possibly get more printing visuals here in a little bit.
Oh.
Give me just a minute. Actually, hold on one second, everyone. I need a moment to confer with
Are you going to mute it?
the wife. Thank you. We like our dog too. Christian Miller, who has never commented before. Thanks for commenting. Appreciate it. He says the dog is adorable. Okay. So, wife says graphics too small. Will you hand me the hat off of the press? You got to lift it up. Push down. Push down.
They can't see me right now, right?
I think they might have seen your finger.
No.
So, wife says it's a little bit too small. I kind of don't disagree completely. Let's see if I can peel it off. You can't. I was hoping without the second press. I've never tried to do it. I'm just like resigned to like just get yourself another blank, which I'm going to. I have another white and black blank.
Which means I'm not going to print on white.
What do you want to do?
I don't know.
Do you have a red one?
I'm not. No red. I know a black or this gray might look kind of dope.
See, that's the thing is when it's okay,
Here,
chat. When it's on the film. By the way, do you like the embroidered look or do you prefer the regular?
Is that the right? Is this the regular?
Yeah,
I like the embroidered.
sure. So when you're like looking at it like this, you're like, oh no, that's plenty big. And then when you look at it on that, it like looks a little bit small. Hats are still an enigma for me.
We're learning.
Hats are still an enigma. All right, I'm gonna make them bigger.
Do you like it? Ooh, ah, ooh.
Ooh, ah, ooh, ooh, ah. All right, so we're gonna make those bigger. So let's go Neo Stampa.
Roxy, do I want it on camo?
And no. Okay, so I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. So I'm going to make this one 2.75. Make this one 3. Make this one 2.75. And make this one 3. There we go. All right.
Thank you.
You're good. I kind of was feeling the same way too. I just didn't want to admit it.
Sorry, I'm too honest. Correct.
Actually, here. I don't know if the people need or want to hear you. They
Oh.
might not be able to hear you. So you just clip it on like your sleeve or whatever over there or something. I don't know. Stick it on your neck. Oh no, you dropped the transfer. Okay. All right. So this, let's get this printing.
Ow.
Print. All right. So
What did they say?
Rockix said, oops, hold on. I need to rename this. One moment, please. 2. Print. There we go. Rockix said, I have some luck putting Captain tape over a design and heat pressing it and removing it while it's still hot.
Like this tape?
Where are you from, sir, that you said whilst? Because us weirdos in America would say while, not whilst. So I'm guessing...
We have some heat tape, but Jeremy refuses to use it.
I don't... It's not that I don't.
He's too cool for school.
I mean, I am, but I don't use heat press tape. What's happening, DTF Prep? Hello
that's
from the
awesome.
Philippines.
Hello from the Philippines.
What time is it in the Philippines? It's like super early. It's probably like,
What
what?
is it here?
It's 3 o'clock here. Probably like 1 a.m. or something. Anyway, okay, I need to get that stuff printing. Let me get over here and go print, file, print those firefighters.
6 a.m. Holy smokes.
That's not
early.
terribly bad.
No,
Europe.
Yeah.
I called it. Hey, I got so many like colleagues in Europe. I was on a Zoom call the other day with a guy from Germany. So I love my European friends, counterparts. I feel a little bit connected because I watch Formula One so much. And all that's European, heavy European. Whoops. My film's walking. I forgot to fix that. Oh, they're looking at my butt again. Dang it. I keep doing that. Will you turn that camera this way?
Yeah.
No. Just the top of it. Just the head of it turns. No. Just right there. Below. Turn it. Oh, sorry. You got to loosen the knob on the bottom. Sorry. Loosen that.
That
knob.
one?
Yep. Loosen it a little bit. Right. That's left. Yep. There you go. And it's going to be done printing, but I'm sorry. That was on me. I'm sorry. I made you do that. Oh, Roxy, are you playing with the cord there? That's probably not good. So my film is walking a little bit, which happened to me the first time I ran this printer, and it took me a second to fix it. All right, let's cut these. We're gonna powder them. We're gonna cure them.
Did you print the t-shirt ones yet or no?
Well, they're done.
Oh, the t-shirts are done. Oh,
They're done,
nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they're all done. The hats were the last thing. All righty. For a little bit of powder, for those of you who never hand powdered, welcome to hand powdering.
Shouldn't we do that in a tray?
You should. But my tray's on the floor under the desk.
You want me to get it for you?
Nah, I'm fine. Because I'm going to do it over my area right here. So just rock it back and forth. Get that powder over all of it. Do a little flicky flick. Flickety flackety. And then Alexa, set a timer for 1 minute and 30 seconds. I dodged a bullet. I thought she was going to call me my nickname.
Thank God. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. Okay. Do you like the gray? The gray? I don't know if I'm on TV or not.
You are.
Hold that.
Ooh, or the camo.
Or the camo. Oh,
Whoop.
shoot. Good thing we have more. Or the camo.
I like it on the camo.
Yeah?
Do you want to make chat decide? You want to make the chat decide?
Sure. I can decide. Please vote.
Jordan, what's happening? Going pretty good. Yeah. I think I like camo better. We'll see. We'll see what they say. There's always
Okay,
a bit of a
folks.
delay.
Oh, please vote. Gray or camo? Here's the camo. Here's the gray and black. And I'm going to be wearing this. Not very fancy. But it's hot here.
Yeah, it's a 94 today or something like that.
Yeah, that's cooler than it's been.
It is cooler
Oh,
than
that's
it's been.
Cute. What's that?
Just some dumb Highland cow graphic that I had laying around someplace. Chat
What?
commenting.
Camo. Oh, we got a gray.
We got a gray. Oh, Jordan says always camo.
Yeah. This is my favorite hat right now that we
Hey, yo. Alexa, stop.
I'm not good at the TV.
I'm not good at the TVs.
What do you think, Rox?
Now, I just turned it around a little bit in the oven because
Can I sit in your chair?
sometimes it doesn't cure evenly because it's designed to kind of transfer through. Yeah, you can sit in it. It's designed to transfer through the oven, so it doesn't always cure perfectly when you set it in there. If I was going to do more than just these couple, I would use the oven that I have. But I knew I was just doing these ones.
They're upside down. I don't know if you care.
I know I was holding them upside down.
Oh.
There they are, a little bit bigger. All right, let me get my scissors, which I keep, excuse me. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so we're going to do, let's take a look at number 3, at the 3-inch one, and see how that looks on the hat. I think, like I said, I think I'm going to struggle with it pressing, but.
Can't you just double press it and press it high and low?
Well, my concern is pulling the film off. It might release some
Don't
stuff.
pull the
with
film off until you've double pressed it high and
like
low.
double press it with the film on it.
I
I don't know. That sounds like crazy.
I am not a
talk to me.
DTF expert. Nor do I play one.
No, but just sleep with one.
Wow, you're sassy.
All right.
Now wait a minute. Well,
What?
I guess I can give him the other one if this doesn't work, because the other one looks fine.
Yeah, the other one looks okay.
It's just small.
I don't disagree. So yeah, my only concern is just getting the top of it.
They said I'm right. Double press it.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Funny.
Whoa, don't be saying she's right. You guys be careful.
How do
Be
I
careful what you're saying.
highlight that comment?
You click on it.
There, we'll keep that up for a while. I like that.
We'll keep that up for a while. All right, let's see. I think,
Somebody said on a foam hat, no more than 275 high.
yeah.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, I'm doing 270. I showed him earlier the issue we had with that one hat.
Yeah, that's because I'm a.
Nope.
I kind of
No, you're not.
go first and think second. Yeah, that
is-
was a me problem.
Is this the
What's
3-inch one? Now I'm questioning all of everything. I'm questioning everything. I'm questioning all of the things. Yep, that's the 3-inch one. That's the bigger one.
That's a great comment too. I like that.
What? Well, she
I just
isn't
need to be your moderator.
wrong. Yeah, then you put up all of the comments that are positive for you, Rachel.
Of course. I know how to promote.
See, now it looks.
Too big.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't look too big. Like it looked too big when I was sitting there off of the press, but I don't know.
Do you know what you should do?
What should I do?
You should make some sort of template that's the size of the press that you can put over the hat, and then you can put the transfer over it to see where it's going to lay. or not. That's a lot of work.
Oops. Almost forgot the cover. Where'd my cover go? There it is.
Do you have to cover transfers like you do patches?
I don't think you have to. I just like to because I feel like you might get scorch marks on the hat. Is personally what I think. It doesn't. I've not done it enough to really say.
Oh,
it does
lasers!
for sure.
Use lasers. Lasers are always a good idea.
Yeah, freaking lasers. That was our conversation earlier about that heat hat.
Oh.
That heat press was. We need lasers for it.
I want lasers in my car, so when people do stupid things, I can.
Well, not those kind of lasers, Rachel.
Oh, well, that's lasers.
Alignment lasers, not like shooting people lasers.
Well, that sounds like it's right up your alley, kind of like that electric stud finder thing.
Electric stud
Or
finder
the-
thing.
Or the level line thing. The
Oh,
level?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do your little double pressy thing. Just to see if
I'm still right. Oh my gosh. Jordan, I love you.
Hey. We don't even know this guy. I've seen Jordan on the
He's working
groups.
on a double press right now.
You didn't
Oh,
like
remember
that.
it's that stupid setting where it was.
Oh, yeah, where it
1
was like
second.
0 seconds or something like that. Yeah, I remember that. We need to fix that.
I wish I knew that.
I do like that it has a release button on it. That's nice. I do like that. Okay. We'll let it cool off a little bit before we peel it. Did he double press? I did. I caught myself, Nicole. Relax. I double pressed. We're okay. Are we okay? We'll find out.
Did you double press
Yes.
for more than a second?
Yes.
Huh.
Some
That's so satisfying.
little
looks
marks.
so much better. Don't you think?
Yes, it is. I was already feeling it. I just didn't want to admit it when I was working on it on my own. Just needed somebody else to tell me I was doing it badly.
Nobody said badly, honey.
I said badly.
No.
Uh,
What do you? Whoa! What's she got?
Roxy's eating.
What are you eating?
She's
Film.
eating. I don't know.
Film.
Whoopsies.
Teresa said she's not agreeing or disagreeing. She needs you to come fix her printer.
I am
In
coming
May. That's awesome.
in May. Teresa, it's not happening in
Oh, is
May.
she
I'm
not on the
sorry.
books yet?
She is on the list,
Okay.
but she's not close to another shop.
Got it.
Like she's in Mississippi, so it's like a full
Oh.
day or two trip to get to her.
Oh,
So
what's the matter? Don't eat film. and
Teresa, I'll keep you posted.
You'll be okay.
There.
That's much better. So much better.
That was good.
Show the other one. Where's the other one? I think that's so much better.
It is. Yeah. Even just not even a full half inch makes such a huge difference. So that looks pretty good. All right, let's do the camo one.
Do it.
Let's do the camo one with the embroidered look.
Way better. Is that Nicole, A1A?
Yes.
Yes, Nicole.
Nicole's
I
in Jacksonville. I was there a
agree.
couple weeks ago.
Oh, we love Jacksonville. We have family there. I have a niece and a nephew in Jackson. Well, St. Augustine, but that area. I was there in October after Printing United.
Yep. All right.
Don't screw this one up. I only have one camel hat. Please and thank you.
You know, I go into every single press thinking, how can I screw this up? I think I go into every press being afraid I'm going to screw it up. That's pretty normal. Because you didn't hear me earlier freaking out when I was pressing the shirts. I was like, I'm going to screw this up.
I did not know you were live. Little Miss Magoo here. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Hi. Hello. Hello, my sweet girl. Hello. Is Kevin still here?
Is Kevin still in the
On
stream?
the live? Yeah.
I don't know. He said hello.
Kevin, are you still here? Paging Kevin. Paging Kevin.
Which Kevin?
Kevin Norman.
Kevin from California DTF?
No.
Or Kevin Norman?
Kevin Norman. I'm sure Kevin from California is lovely. I've just never met him.
Correct.
I have hung out with Kevin Norman
You have.
multiple times. He's my homie. I don't think he's
Homie
here
indeed.
anymore. So when you double press before you take the film off, or do you press it before?
Well, that's what you suggested.
I meant when it was tall, like to get it.
Oh, to move it around?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, again, this is something I haven't tested too in depth yet, is like exact times that I think are best for DTF with the hat
Nicole
press.
does hats, right? Was she the
Um,
one that said double press?
no, I think Teresa.
Teresa?
I think. I don't remember. Everybody's giving some feedback and thoughts, which I love.
Okay, folks, do you double press it with the film still on and not press it after? Or do you press it once with the film on, peel, and then press again? Tell me your thoughts.
I'm sorry, I'm not doing the satisfying peel for you all. Yes. That was freaking good.
And in our case, we're going to press it 3 times.
Well, I'm always going to do a finishing press without the film on it, because if the film's on it, it always is a little bit
Double press with film. Perfect.
interesting.
Interesting. I think that's amazing.
I'm just trying to find the most efficient, because when you're trying to do like 100 and something hats, the fewer times you need to press, the better it's going to be. So I don't know.
Jordan's 3 presses. Nicole says 3 presses. Jordan says single press with film, finish press. I should probably be putting these up on the screen, but I'm holding the puppy. Ooh, that looks great.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Mm-hmm. I'll bling it up a little bit and we'll be good to go.
By bring it up, you mean one of your hat chains?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Even though it's got the rope on it?
I just put it over the rope. The rope's on all of them.
Yeah. Shows you how much I pay attention to these hats. So there we go. So we've got our firefighter hats, and we've got our
Thank you, honey.
firefighter shirts
Those are awesome.
on red and on black. So sweet.
I'm going to take the other hat and I will either see if somebody in the group wants to wear it or give it away at the park.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
Then let me press it a second time.
Okay.
Because I never second pressed that one.
Oh, Christina says use a thinner cover.
Yeah.
We have felt.
We have a bunch of different kind of covers for it.
Oh, and then Otto sends something with it. I may have thrown it away though. What is that Otto sends?
I remember it would look like parchment paper.
Yeah.
Like they suggest using parchment paper for second press. Well, this is what's sitting in front of me. Oh, there's the felt. Oops. Really need to reprogram that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So.
Hi.
There we go. 3 hats you can take along.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, friends, I'm going to pause for just a second. I need to use the restroom. Let's be totally honest. I just have to pee. So I am going to put you on hold for a second.
So the film?
Yeah, so the film keeps it feeling smooth. So if you want any kind of texture on your graphic, you need to use something other than the film. I've seen people use the film, but if you want it to be a little bit softer and not as like flat feeling or smooth feeling, you use something with a texture on it. So
maybe we'll try to get a picture tonight and post it on. I'll tag Color Gamut Consulting.
yeah,
and you can
yeah.
Oh, what you got?
All right.
Okay, let's go, pup. I got people coming to see the dog. Thank you.
There's that. And
Bye,
here's the
everybody.
shirts.
Oh, I don't want to take the mic with me. That would not be
Shirts.
pleasant.
Probably
Anybody.
not. You hear all the cute people going, "Oh my gosh, she's so adorable! She's so adorable! She's so cute!"
Our niece is coming.
Yeah, our niece is coming over to see the pup. So yeah, so give me. I'm gonna go into. We'll be right back mode for probably 5 or 10 minutes, and then when I come back out, I will. We're gonna get this thing running. We're gonna do some tests to see if we can use a lighter white underbase on these light blue shirts that I'm printing the show shirts on, and then I'll get this thing running and it will churn stuff out. So hang tight. I'm not going to cancel the live. It's just going to sit here for a minute. So I'll be back in a minute. All right, and I'm back. So, what I need to do now is figure out why my film is being funky in my printer. And what I mean by funky, let's see if my phone is connecting. It is. Beautiful. So I'm going to show you guys what's actually happening here. So if you see back there, oh, it's hard to tell at that angle. It's kind of like coming up a little bit back here, and there's just some slight misalignment. So I'm going to try to address that. So let's go to Insta. Let's spin the Insta around. Daniel says he uses 80 grit sandpaper. Yes, love 80 grit sandpaper. If you've heard this story before, I'm sorry, I'm going to repeat it. But the first time somebody mentioned using 80 grit sandpaper, I literally was like, "What are you smoking, dude?" I was like, "That what? It just didn't compute," and I was just like, "What the heck?" But then I was like, "Well, there's got to be something to it," so I decided to try it, and it actually is a pretty cool little. Gives a cool little feel to it. All right. So the last time that I had this issue, I reached out to DTF Station through Discord, through their customers, their tech support channel on Discord. And it showed a couple different ways of addressing this. One of them was like for addressing if like the film had shifted on the actual cardboard roll, which was a problem with their V2 film. But sometimes the film can shift on the actual roll during shipping because stuff will get tossed upright. Uh-oh. I think my humidifier just ran out of water. That's a bigger issue. Uno momento. As I go, which way do I point you? You can look at my printer, my beautiful printer. Bigger sheet of the sandpaper. Yes, I agree. If I've been trying since I first suggested to people to use sandpaper, I've been trying to source a large sheet that doesn't have adhesive on the back of it. You can get an industrial sheet of a sandpaper that's like 12 by 8. But the problem is active on the back. And so if you're not careful, that heat might end up on your shirt. So if you're wondering what weird sounds you're hearing, I'm filling up the water in the backyard in the spigot. Because I heard. What's that? Oh, that's what I'm talking to. I'm talking to people that are watching my live stream. What was that? I ran out of water. My fire ran out of water. My wife thinks I'm crazy. I mean, I am crazy, but this is not the indication of such insanity. All right. Back to the shop. Now, I recommend using like filtered or somewhat treated water. You can use distilled water if you want, but I think just something that gets rid of the big mineral buildups is sufficient. Let's see. Did my pump just fail? Well, that's unfortunate. My pump just quit. I don't need that. Don't need a mineral filter. Well, so this is the reason why I don't like. You don't need much more than just a mineral filter, is because that pad's going to fill up with like stuff anyway. The pad that's on an evap cooler. But it's just if you use like a big mineral filter, it'll at least get rid of some of that stuff. Okay, so I'm wondering if I just wasn't aligned back here. And now I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Because if that pump's not working on that evap cooler, I've had that evap cooler for a while. Like I've used it in my garage when I'm working on cars and stuff like that because it's so hot out here. So it's possible my pump failed. But I'm going to give it a minute and let it maybe cool off. Maybe it just overheated or something. Okay. I'm going to see if I turn this a little bit more. Nope. I do not have room to get behind this thing. Okay. So for those of you who are like, Jeremy, why don't you give yourself more room? I don't have more room. My studio space is 12 feet by 12 feet. Now I have about 7 feet at the front of this garage that is my tool storage. This whole space used to be a wood shop. I used to do a lot of woodworking back here and different projects. And when I decided to do Color Gamut Consulting full time, I was like, I need a space. So I converted this, but I still want and use a lot of my tools. So I didn't want to get rid of my tools. So I got rid of all like the wood and like that kind of random stuff that like anybody who has a shop knows they just have a collection of random stuff. And so I got rid of all that random stuff and then just kept my tools. So just because I still use them, like my welder that I got this Christmas, I'm going to use that to fix this table once I get around to it. All right, let's see. All right, we'll see how that goes. We might have to manipulate it a little bit again in a little while, but let's see. Let's take a stab at this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to print some test graphics. So I'm going to move my camera over here so y'all get a little bit better shot of what's happening. Hold on. Oh, my goodness. Ooh, there we go. And tilt down. Something to make a little click sound somewhere in my shop. Oh, it's one of my old hard drives. All right. Whew. Let's see. Looking back through here. Coleman profiled his UV printer on Friday. I think I'm going to be wild and bump the saturation and make it inaccurate, though. Yeah. I mean, that's the question of do you want it accurate or do you want it to just wow people's socks off? I don't know. Maybe I have two. How do you keep your printer so clean? Mine is all covered in ink. Can't seem to remove the old ink from the panels. I don't print very much. That's the short answer. I don't print that much. But it's especially hard to get it off of the powder coating. I have found some baby wipes that actually work really good for getting it off like the powder coating and stuff like that. See if I can find a link to them and share them in the description after I'm done with the video. I'll try to see if I can remember to do that. But yeah, honestly, just cleaning it every day. That's a great way to do it, to kind of keep up on it. And then, yeah, don't use it as much as I do. Like literally this chroma ink that's in here has been in here since November, and I still have like half a bottle left of all of it. And the previous ink before that, I hadn't used an entire liter of ink yet because I don't print that much. I just don't. I literally only print for my testing, my church, because they found out I do DTF and they were looking for DTF for their shirts and like, hey, Jeremy, we found these videos when we were doing research on direct to film and you came up. I'm like, yeah, great. So I print for them and I print for my youth theater my daughter was a part of. Those are actually the shirts I'm doing today. So I don't do it very often. Does anyone use textured Teflon sheet for finish? Yes, people do. What just happened? Freaked out. Okay. Yes, plenty of people use a textured Teflon sheet. I'm not a big fan of that finish, but a lot of people love it. A lot of people use it. So use whatever you like and whatever your clients like the feel of the best. Like, that's my recommendation. Okay. We're going to Neo Stampa. And I'm going to test. So I've got my gang sheets built already for all these. But I think I can get away with a lighter white underbase, which will save me some money on cost, but also make them feel a lot better. So I am going to do a test. Whoops. Wrong button, Jeremy. I'm going to do a test. I'm also going to eject that drive that is making all that noise. It's already ejected. Weird. So I have a drive that's failing. Hard drive. Okay. So let's get back to this. So I'm going to load in. Documents. I'm going to load this in, and I'm going to. This one I'm not too worried about. That one's going to look fine because it's deep reds and stuff like that. But this one is the one that I think will be affected the most by different underbase. So I'm going to shrink this down to only like, let's do 8 inches. No, let's do 6 inches. And then I did get an extra blue shirt. I ordered an extra blue shirt because I knew I was going to do this test. And I'm going to try to do it at, I'm going to do it at 55%. Because I think, but I am going to do a highlight white so the white is a little bit thicker on its own. So I'm going to do like an extra 10%. So, or to like 65. So the calculation is, if that was 50, which I don't want to do 50 because I know 50 is a little bit on the low side. Let's just do 60. Let's do 60. And let's do, of the remaining 40, I want to do an extra 10. So I want to do 25%. Enter. Perfect. All right, let's print this. And we'll also, oh, sure, replace it. I don't care. Whatever. I'm also going to turn my heat press back on because we're going to start working on shirts here in a bit. Sayonara hat heat press. My niece is here to see the dog. Jerome, I am goofing off on a Saturday. Jerome, how was Atlantic City? How was impressions? I think this was your first time like having a booth there, right? That was your first time exhibiting, I think. So check this out. I'm going to show you guys something. Cloud City Vapes, we can talk about that in a little bit. You're darn right you did, Jerome. I'm just kidding. I appreciate you. So in Host and Soft, or in this case, DTF Station Pilot, I saved a PRN file as the same name as one I'd already printed. And look at this preview here. If I double click on this, it loads in the original thing that I printed the other day. So how do you do that? Well, you either delete everything and then just retry it again, or you can right click and click preview again. And that should refresh directory, preview again. Why, it's not working. Normally that works. Why is it not working today? I love it when it makes me look silly. Refresh directory, preview again. You piece of garbage. All right, let me see if I can fix this. Desktop, to print. Susical shirts, I need to delete the bitmap version of it. Nope. Why aren't you? Oh my gosh. I hate Windows. I hate PCs. I can't delete it because it's an open file. Oh, Lord have mercy. That's probably why. There it goes. That was my problem. I had it. It's always full of surprises. I had it in the past job, so that's why it wasn't updating itself. So, all right. We're both going to see what the underbase looks like, but we're also going to see what the colors look like and if I'm happy with the colors. And then we're going to press it on a blue shirt and see if I'm happy with the overall look of it. And my printer is moving a little bit, so I need to shove it up against the wall a little bit harder. There we go. Well, she's looking pretty good. Looking a little on the dark side, if I'm being totally honest. But maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, so Cloud City Vapes, I actually, so you guys can actually see, so you can see in my setup. So this is my main monitor that runs off of my Mac Studio. And then this monitor, it's both connected to my PC as well as to this. So depending on how I'm broadcasting, I don't have to look to the side to do my tutorials. I look down and back up at the screen. So that's kind of how I have it set up. But I am a huge Mac user. I love Macs. I think they're the bee's knees. Let's see. I still got that weird shift happening in the back. I got to figure that out. I'm going to hop on Discord in a second and see if I can figure out what's going on. Because I got to print 90-something feet. And I'm not about to pause every so often because it's shifting over a little bit. So, dump a little powder on this sucker. Oh, here. You guys want to watch? Apologies. Here, watch what I'm doing here. So dump a little powder on it. Roll it back and forth. Obviously, big chunks are not super great, but this is just a test graphic, so it's really not that big of a deal. Cool. And we'll pop it in the oven. Alexa, set a timer for 1.5 minutes.
1 minute and 30 seconds. Start now.
All right. Let's go over here and look at the shirts. I believe I had an extra of the youth small or the youth large, adult medium. Just double checking. Just double checking to make sure I don't accidentally press on a shirt that I need. That would be horrible. Let's see. There we go. That's an adult medium, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Jason, let's go. I promise I won't keep doing that. Though I gotta be honest, I'm very, very tempted to just tell your guys's live-in AIs to do something. Like I really, really want to. That happened once, early days of those devices. Jimmy Fallon was doing something once, and he made some comment that set it off. Alexa, stop. Sorry, everyone, if I just set off your Alexas. Shaboom boom. All right. Let's trim that wedding bar off. Not really super critical here because it's just a test press. Turn it around so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. There we go. All right. Ooh, that's going to look so good. Let's turn it right side up so at least that looks so good. Okay, my heat press is not at temp yet. It's only like 230 something. So I'm going to hold it down a little bit longer after it's done. Let's see if it actually peels at 230. It does. Look at that. Well, that's one little piece of ink right there. Boom. Nice. So flex powder presses at 230. There you go. I already knew it pressed at 220. But all right. So I think I'm really happy with how that's looking. So I think I'm going to go with that underbase setting. Now, this is a design. I used some AI and some other techniques, but I made this design. Okay, why does it look green for you guys? Oh, because there's a giant green light over there. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, exactly. Disclaimer, don't try this at home. Again, I'm just doing a quick test, and like I said, I know it presses at that temp fine. Okay, now it's not going to be green. So this is the graphic. Oh, the thinks you can think. It's a Susical the Musical. So let's go back over here. So I am pretty happy with how that looks. Yeah, that looks really good. And I think it's going to feel even better. So lots of open space in it. Really bright, vibrant, poppy colors. Yeah, I think that's going to work perfectly. Sweet. Now I need to figure out what's going on with my printer. Why is it not playing nice with me? Actually, first, before we do that, I'm going to start ripping those files. So let's go back over to PC, go to Neostampa, and let's save these settings. So 6040, 2510. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this for a light blue. So I'm going to save as light shirts and click OK and save. Actually, I think I'm going to go just a hair. No, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. Leave it alone. I second guess myself all the time. I'm gonna go a little bit lighter. Nope, I'm gonna leave it. I tested it. I'm gonna leave it. Jeremy, don't overcomplicate this. All right. So now that I've got this profile with the right settings, and I think my choke, I don't know why it keeps jumping to millimeters. I got to ask the crew over at Neo Stampa why it's doing that. It's weird. But now I can go into these, and I already arranged them. I already laid them out to the way that fits best. Now I just need to go in here. Whoops, got to refresh. There we go, light shirt. That's going to change all of them to light shirts. Yep, you see them updating. So let's go to this one. And I got to refresh. That's okay. Light shirts. Should see them all update. This one. Refresh. Light shirts. This one. Refresh. Go to light shirts. And there we go. I think I got 4 gang sheets. So I'm going to start getting this ripping, and then we're going to go figure it out. Yeah, Jerome, I think it's a recent update that's kind of defaulting to the millimeter. Like I said, I keep forgetting to email them because I always see it when I'm working on something else, and then I'm like, oh, I forget. All right, so let's print that one. And then let's print that one. And then print that one. And then print that one. So now I've got 4 almost. Where's my 4th one? There it is. Okay. So those are ripping. So let's go back over here. Talk about settings. Yeah, it's actually not that hard to figure out. I did record my Neo Stampa course. I'm in the process of finishing editing it. Actually, I'll give you guys a little preview. I'll give you guys a little preview of my Neo Stampa course. Carl says I've been using the hot folders, but I probably should use as much. I shouldn't, because you might forget how to use Neo Stampa. That is the thing. Like the hot folders are pretty sweet, and it can make it real easy to kind of like just check out of like using it because all the settings are preset. But okay, let's see if I can do this without breaking everything. Give me 1 second to pull up my main screen. There we go. Okay. Neo Stampa course. This is what I've been working on. Let's see how it plays while I'm live streaming. Oops, wrong keyboard. Hello, and thank you so much for purchasing this Neo Stampa digital course. That didn't fade out at the right time. Hello, and thank you so much for purchasing. Whoa, why did those hold on so long? That was weird. Oh, it's because my wipe didn't run. Yeah, I'm freaking it out. Shame on me. There we go. There it is. Yes. Hello, and thank you so much for purchasing this Neo Stampa digital course. My name is Jeremy Pales with Color Gaming Consult. Yeah. So I've got all sorts of stuff you can see on the side here. All the stuff I cover. I literally cover like everything in the software, like everything, like except I'm not covering ICC. That's going to be a separate course because only people that have ICC profiling need to have that course. But anyway, all right, they be ripping right now. So I need to get onto Discord and see if I can figure out what the frick's going on. Now, Discord, let me switch back over. Let me make sure we're looking right. You guys can see this. Okay, cool. So Discord, their texts aren't working. It's Saturday. But, oh, look, I searched it the other day. Film shifting. So I can come in here and type in film shifting, film moving. Let's try film moving. Film not moving. Keeps moving to the right or left and bunching. Let's see what this one is. So I can go in here. Marcus is the AI. It suggested some things. Let's watch this video.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to load your media properly. So sometimes if you look at the media, it's not going to be lined up properly here. That sometimes happens due to shipping. We need to fix this roll.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do.
Where the port is. So in order to do that, you're going to bring the media down and go like this. Push this down. And you want to make sure the media is somewhat flush on the R2 or R2 Pro. Now you're ready. We're going to bring the media to the take-up or to the back take-up. When you're loading it, try not to touch the outer side with your finger. And here, you can wear gloves. You're going to get it to the to one side first, right? Tighten the bolt. Put your arm underneath it.
Yeah, that's kind of how I loaded it.
Squeeze it in, right? You got to make sure both sides is tight. Once this is tight,
Yeah,
you're going to
I did that.
get the flap.
But I also recognize I cannot get behind my printer. So that's something on Mirror 13. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So the solve is what I've already kind of been doing. Carl said, notice on my 13-inch roll when I was running low, it would start walking, and I just had to adjust the tension since it wasn't heavy. Well, see, this doesn't have tension. This doesn't have any tension options on it. They're just free spinning wheels on the back of it. So trying to think how I want to handle this. Well, you guys get to see how I troubleshoot with my brain. Because I really, 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 really don't want to babysit this thing. Let's switch cameras. I really don't want to babysit this thing. If I have to, I have to. But if I could avoid babysitting, like what I would love to do is get this thing printing and then just like work on some other stuff and chit chat with you guys. Somebody asked a question. You know what? Just in case it's like a suggestion of something to fix, I'm going to go look. There's not much to the back of it, Carl. I got to be honest. But I'll let you guys take a look. It's really like, I don't know if it could be more simple. What am I gonna do? I have no room. I have no space. And there's no light back here. I wish I was in a shop the other day in Tampa, Florida. It was like my dream shop. It was so nice. I am too fat for that spot. Okay. There we go. Now I can get back here. All right. Let's see how we're looking. Are we tight? What are we doing? What are we doing? Sorry, guys. Come here. Come join me in the corner. Oh no. Just yanking you guys around all over the place. Giving you motion sickness. Hope none of you are watching this on like a VR headset because you'd be probably sick to your stomach by now. All right, Carl, you asked for it. Here's the back of it. Like I said, it's dark back here. There's not much to it. So I got my ink tanks, which my yellow is getting quite low. Whew. Yeah, I need to fill up my inks before I start this big print job. Oh, they're all getting very low. I've got my alarm on, so they're definitely not low enough to trigger the alarm, but they are very, very low. Okay, so I feel like there's a... Oh. Oh. Oh, no, that's not... I thought there was movement, but it was just because I don't have these screwed down. Trying to feel these buttons out. I mean, part of the problem is there is no tension on this. Well, not part of the problem. I would love there to be a little bit of tension on this, so it does kind of fight with it a little bit, but man, just can't see anything that's like, except that that's super tight and that's kind of loose. So I wonder, nope, there's nothing forward or backwards. No adjustment I can make that direction. Let's try shifting it a little bit this way. What I'm doing right now is I'm feeling the tension of the front edge of it. Just trying to see how it's lining up. Yeah, we went too far. Okay. Let me give that set a try, but first, before I do anything else, I've got to fill up my ink. So I got to set you guys over here for a second while I go grab my ink to fill everything up. I mean, I could. The thing is, Carl. So the thing is like it's designed to work without tension, and it's worked well for me without tension. So it's not like. And the last time I had this issue, it took me a minute to get the alignment happy, for lack of a better term. Do I have a white that's already open? I do. All right. Let's fill up our ink containers. I'm actually kind of glad I saw this when I did. Y'all, like I said, I do not print very often. So when I do print, it's a lot of these shenanigans. And what I'm doing with my white ink right now is I can see the sediment at the bottom of it. I use the light look through it because I can kind of see where it's like a little more opaque. So, and then I am going to shake all of these up just a little bit because they all, you guys can see me a little bit better this way. They all do have the ability somewhat to settle. So I'm going to shake them all up. I'd rather not have like a bottle with like a millimeter of stuff in it. Dang it. It's just going to be too full if I use the whole thing. Doggone it. Okay. Yellow. Now, I think that one of the reasons this ink works so well is whatever the pigment is that they're using. Sometimes when pigments combine, they go dark, like they get darker and darker. And the yellow and green or the yellow and cyan pigments seem to not do that as much. Like they don't go dark, they go brighter, which is why I think I'm getting more green. So the way that a pigment like mixes with each other can make a big difference on how like the overall performance of an ink. But I think I released a video today talking about this chrome ink. And I think I'm going to try to reach out to a couple of ink manufacturers and see if they can like explain why like solvent ink or UV ink has a way bigger gamut than DTF does. Because I think that'd be helpful information to have. All right. If Kirk is still watching, I'm getting there. I'll print at some point, Kirk. I promise. Kirk called my printer an ornament earlier because he says I never print on it, which is somewhat accurate. I don't print very often, that's for sure. All right, so for some reason, my cyan and magenta, I pretty much used them all, used it up. My black and yellow still has a tiny bit left, so I'm going to leave those kind of back here. And let's take a look at that white. Looking good. Give me that white ink with that froth. You know what? I just realized I think my whiting circulation is off because I haven't heard it circulate in a while. And I know I turned it off the other day when I was recording. I do that. I turn it off because it makes a bunch of noise and I don't like it making noise in my videos. All right. White, done. Magenta, cyan. Let's move you back over here. All right, let's see. Let's feed forward a little bit. Let's see about aligning things. That seems to be doing okay. All right, let's run a bit and see how it does. Get my media guide on here. Come on, media guide. Oh my goodness. Come on. There we go. Media guide, media guide. Okay. Oh, still have another problem. My humidifier crapped out on me. Let me see if it works again. My phone's going to die. Let's see. Hey, let's go. Okay, that's good news. So my humidifier pump was not pumping a little bit ago, and now it is. So winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, let's see. Did you mark your floor so you know where to place the stand? No. There's a couple marks on the wall from it touching the wall, but yeah. So it doesn't go down into the film rollers. It actually goes under a roller, a little bar, and then goes through the pinch rollers. I've had very few problems. That one time that the film walked like this, and I fixed it pretty quickly. So I don't know. So anyway, and right now my humidity is at 39%. So in that little while that we sat doing nothing, it went from like somewhere in the 50s to 39%. So that lets you know how freaking dry. Actually, it's because I'm running the air conditioner in here to try to keep it a reasonable temperature. Oof. All right, let me square up my oven on this table. I almost wish the oven were heavier. I mean, I'm glad it's not like super heavy, but sometimes I feel like I can easily bump it and move it around. And I kind of wish that it wasn't so light. All right, let's do just a little test run here. Let me I'm actually going to switch tripods you guys are on, so I can get you a little bit more over the top of this printer and a little more like seeing what's actually going on. So let me do that real quick. Do. There we go. And yes, the amount of singing I'm doing is completely normal for me. I make lots of noise. Okay, let's get back in here. Yeah, that's going to work. That is going to work. Sweet. I'm going to get you guys down a little lower like that. All right, let's swap tripods. Slide you all over here. Lock you in. And we're going to tilt. And there we go. All right, let's see if I can actually get you guys a little closer. There you go. You guys get to watch this sucker print. Oh. Yeah, guys, I think that having things like laid out like that is easier when you have a bigger machine. This thing is really light, and I'm not kidding. The everything moves a little bit because it is kind of light. This is in no way, shape, or form an industrial machine. Like, it's just not. That's not what it's designed for. But I can do some light commercial stuff on it. So, all right, let's go to DTF Station Pilot. I believe everything is already ripped. They are there, my very, very long gang sheets. I'm going to start with that test graphic. Let me go back over here. So I'm going to start with that test graphic I did a minute ago just to get it started and see how we're looking. And then I'll switch to the big gang sheets and we'll get it kind of fed through and make sure everything's working like it should. Yeah, alignment looks good. Everything's looking good. Everything is looking good. Rockix says, is there any real difference in those small dampers versus the taller? No. Well, I mean, yes, there's a difference. One is tall and one is short. But from a functional standpoint, both of these are considered i3200, i1600 print heads. So they should work for both. Some people don't like these because they feel like they tilt when you're pressing on them. But I actually like the smaller ones because, especially in a situation where it's kind of a compact area you're working in, I like the fact that I have a little bit more space in there. So I like them. I understand why some people don't. All right. I think I'm happy with that. Yeah. And I'm not going to try a different occlusion setting. I was kind of tempted to. I know this is a little slower than maybe I normally run it, but I'll be the first to tell y'all you shouldn't test while you're trying to print production. My humidity is at 46% right now. Actually, I can set this right here and you guys can actually monitor it with me. Look at that. Nope, you can't read that. Can you read it over here? Oh, there we go. 50%, 49, 50, 49. Okay. Make sure that looks good. I think we're good. I am going to shift the That's what I'm using. I'm using Super A Custom 50. That's what I'm using. I think I could use, I think because of how well mine prints. So the video I did about occlusion, and I suggested strong A and 50, that is a very that's a fairly safe number where you're not going to be like, somebody's not going to use it and then be like, oh my gosh, this is garbage. But I think I can go faster. But strong A50 is a good baseline when like environment is not perfect and stuff like that. So with my environment being pretty well dialed in, I'm a little warm right now. I'm at 76 right now, but my humidity is fine. So I'm not stressing. All right. Here we go, y'all. This is literally going to be my biggest run of prints that I've ever done on this machine. I've done some long runs here and there, but never this much. It's 95 feet. So let's start with this one. Let's get it printing. Oh, I was going to move my wedding bar over a little bit. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Oh, I thought I turned off my order numbers. So this particular gang sheet is going to be a combination of really big ones and really small ones, because I am literally printing from 2T to 3XL. I have a 2T, I have a 3T, I have a 3XL. Looking good. Oh, well, that's why it's not coming through. It got stuck. All right, we're looking good. Happy with those colors. I'm happy with the lack of banding. I'm running approximately almost 11 linear meters per hour, 3.45 square meters per hour. This isn't a fast machine. It's not a fast machine. However, at certain modes, it's faster than a Mamaki TXF 150. But yeah. All right, I'm going to put my weighted bar here to weigh things down. There we go. Perfect. I'm actually going to take my powder from below, dump it in here, and turn on my slapper. Close that up. And wait for my take-up reel to turn on. Where is my tape? There is my tape. There we go. Take-up reel's running. I can hear it. So this is one print for the back of one of the big shirts. So I knew when I designed it that we were talking about pretty big graphics here, but I love this theater company. I think they're awesome. I actually was gonna audition for Seussical, but I saw what was kind of on the horizon for work, and I was like, I don't have time to do that. What temp am I running on the printer and the tray on the oven? So the temp on the printer, I think, is like 55, but it's because 55 Celsius, but it's only because I think it's only a back heat. And on the heated guide plate here, I'm running heated guide plate here. I'm running that at 35 Celsius. And in the main oven, I'm technically running 155 Celsius, but it's not actually that hot in there. It's actually closer to like 145, 140, 145. So every machine's a little different on where they need to be at temp-wise. But somewhere in that range. 120 to 140 actual temp inside is kind of the best range. But whoops, wrong way. I had to take up rear running the opposite direction. I was like, whoopsies. Just monitor for a little bit more before I feel like I have some confidence that this is going to be good. Yeah, still feel really good about my alignment. Now, I can't tell if it's walking a little bit or if my media guide just wasn't quite lined up right. I don't see any weird puckering, so we're pretty close to being right on. But we'll definitely take a look at it when we get done with this gang sheet to make sure everything's lined up appropriately. So one of the things I do like about the DTF station stuff is they've got all these measuring guides. So I'm going to actually pull you guys off real quick and show you something. Ooh, Lord have mercy. So on their dryer, they have these measurements here. And they're also at the front of the dryer. So I'm at 17.5 here, 17.5 there. So I know that I'm pretty well lined up inside of my oven. Now, that doesn't mean I'm lined up through my printer. But, yeah, it's not laying perfectly flat back there. But I'm also being like pretty critical and anal retentive about it right now. So we'll let it run for a bit, see how it goes. Yeah, if it was overcooking at 115C, that means it was actually way hotter in there. And that's I've found that to be the case, is that it is never the actual temp inside the oven. Like it's always inaccurate. So anyway, all right. Well, we're going to let that run for a bit. Keep an ear out for stuff. Keep an eye out for stuff. See if we see or hear anything weird. We're at 49% humidity right now. 75 degrees. Pretty sweet and bang on. So, all right. So, questions. It's like 8 of you guys still hanging out in here. Did I miss anything? Also, don't tape down your guides. Yeah, don't tape down your guides. Those should stay loose for sure. But feel free to tape down and like where your table should be and stuff. That's totally fine. How's it coming out? Yeah. Feels pretty good. Yeah. All right. So I just sit here and wait. Just sit here and let it print. It's like watching paint dry. Nicole's putting rulers on hers. That's not a bad idea. I've seen some people use like laser level, like those laser level lines to try to get theirs dialed in. I think somebody asked earlier about, they asked about Neo Stampa. Said something about Neo Stampa. Let me go back up here and find that. I think it was Cloud City. So Cloud City, if you're still here, what are you using right now? Like what RIP software are you printing with right now? Like I'd love to know. Okay, that little bit of a pucker looks like it's getting a hair taller in the back, which means I'm still not quite perfectly lined up. But we're still on the film. We haven't completely walked off yet. Just gonna have to keep an eye on it. Okay, so when I'm looking through to the back, like I'm looking down. Let me show you guys. So when I'm looking like up this line of the film and all the way to the back, I can see a little bit of the roll of film back there. So it's obvious that it's too far that way. So I need to move it back this direction. I'm not even halfway through this first gang sheet. Yikes. Oh, so Carl, meet Nicole. Hers was the first machine I ever saw do the numbers in the wedding bar, in the color bar. So I don't know how to get rid of it. I don't. If anybody else knows how to get rid of that, let me know, because Carl would like to know. And so would Nicole. So, all right. So I think what I'm going to do is once this, if I can get this through this gang sheet, if I can get this gang sheet done without having a major issue, I'm going to finish printing this gang sheet. And then I'm going to move that film over, because it is definitely too far that direction. Just a little bit, though. And I would think that just starting the film over a little further would like help with that. Let's not. I sure am. All right, love you. Have a good time.
She's been wild with the cousins, so.
Sweet. All right, thanks, babe. Bye. Maybe factory settings for that. I haven't seen that either myself. Yeah, I'd never seen the labels until I was on Nicole's printer. Agreed. It sucks because yeah, the further away you print, the bigger it gets. Yep, we saw that too. Hey, Rox. Okay, I am gonna probably have to stop this print because it is getting a little bit out of whack. Let me go back to the Insta360 and let me figure out where to stop this print at. Okay, so the two big ones. That's that. Is that one done? Okay, no, almost done. Okay, that one's done. So I'm going to cancel it. Okay, let me show you guys what I'm going to do. So I'm going to cancel this job. I remember that it stopped there with these two. So when I reprint it, I'm only going to choose this region of it. But let's pop back over to the Insta360 and let's get this thing squared away. Figure out, see if we can get to the bottom of this thing. So watch out, Rox. Roxy, I need to go back there. Roxy. Thank you. Okay. So I need to, sorry guys, shaking you all around. Interesting. What did that do? I've never like released it like that with it having tension and weight on it. Let's see. Whoops. Oof. Okay. All right. I have printed longer stuff before, just never like this many things. Like I've got a whole bunch of other task settings, region. I've just never done this many gang sheets before. Okay, there we go. And print. So yeah, so I've done long runs before, just never this many long runs. Like it's always been like a one long gang sheet, where this one is like 95 feet. So yeah, I've just never done a run this long. And that's not why it's getting out of whack. It's getting out of whack because something's not quite right. And I think I'll probably just like have my gang sheet, realign it, and just kind of go that way. That's probably what I'm going to do. Just because I could spend forever trying to get to the bottom of that, but I know that I've got like 3 hours of printing ahead of me. So we'll see how this one goes. They look fantastic. And let me pop you guys over. Hello, Roxy. You got some weird colors on you because all my lights. All right, here's what it looks like, y'all. Looks great. Good looking cure on that. Yeah. Happy with that. All right. Well, I think I might wrap this up soon. Y'all have been awesome hanging out with me this afternoon and helping me with some shenanigans, helping me figure out my hat heat pressing, seeing some issues I run into. So issues are just the name of the game with this. You're just going to run into issues sometimes, and it's how you handle them. Having some kind of a baseline of knowledge is helpful. Understanding what does and doesn't or can and can't go wrong with this kind of a setup is important. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to live stream at least a little bit because I not going to live stream on Monday. I'm in a shop. I actually leave tomorrow. I leave on Sunday because I'm in a shop Monday through Friday next week in Kentucky. They have 7 or 8 machines, something like that. So We should be able to get them all profiled. Usually I leave a day per machine, but when I'm there for a full week, it's also a little different like workflow when we're doing that many machines. So do you know if you can edit the resolution and max width in Digital Factory when using a different printer than you actually have? I don't understand what you're asking. I don't understand. Different than a printer than you don't have. That you don't have. Watch out, Roxy. I don't want to roll over my dog. That's looking okay. So I mean, you can edit resolutions, Q property printer options. Yeah, I mean, you can edit it. It's just not, if you don't have a printer, then it's not going to work. You're not going to be able to print with it. But you can do all sorts of edits with stuff. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. So you can play around with it. If you're asking about it, is there something specific you're trying to do? Carl says if it doesn't walk, then it's the weight of the roll. No, it's really not the weight of the roll, because I've done this before with a brand new roll. I think it just happens with new rolls because you're pushing on it. And it doesn't go away over time. Usually when I fix it, it like straight up fixes it. It is still walking a bit, so I'm definitely going to have to tweak with the setup on it. You're using their ink and film. It has an ICC and curve setup. So, I mean, yeah, you can change settings in there, but resolution changes will change. Like the ICC is resolution dependent. If you change the resolution, it changes the ICC. And the curves or the separations or curves or linearization is specific to the machine that they customized it or they built that on. Your machine is going to have a fairly different linearization. And that's the reason why most machines you can't transplant ICCs very easily, is because the linearization is a huge part of it. And it doesn't, if the linearizations don't match up, it prints weird. You're going to have weird results. So their ICC set up for a 6-pass, but when I print my printer, it prints 18. So it's because theirs was set up for an i3200 printhead, and yours is an XP600, correct? Am I correct with that? You're using XP600? So you're going to struggle with using their ICC. You're going to really struggle with using their ICC because it was not designed for that particular resolution of printhead. All right. Yeah, you're going to struggle using their ICC. And the best way to get your colors printing accurately is to have it profiled. It's just the plain and simple truth. Even a really good printer, like a really well-established printer, like even like an HP, like those like wide format printers, they still benefit from having a custom profile built for them. There's nothing that compares to a custom profile being built. You can get in the ballpark, but it's if you don't build a custom profile, you're never going to get the full capability out of your printer, regardless of the manufacturer. Man, I really wish I knew what was going on with that. I'll figure it out. Sadly, yes. All right. Well, we've been doing this 3 hours. So I think I'm going to call it an evening. I'm going to let this thing run behind me. I'm going to work on editing that Neo Stampa course so I can get it out as soon as possible. But thank you all so much for hanging out. I appreciate you. Those of you who came on for the first time, Rockix 101, first time lurker, first time commenter, long time lurker. Thanks for watching, for chiming in, for chit chatting. Yeah, I'll see you guys in a week from Monday. I'll live stream the Monday after Easter. I will be on live streaming. So y'all have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you soon.